Hey everyone, it's Maria Gabrielle, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. I see a bunch of people still coming in. I hope you enjoyed that music. I hope you got to dance a little bit. I am thrilled that you showed up today. I'm so excited that you're here with us. You can start opening up your chat box and saying hello. I see someone's chatting in. It's Diane. I'm so excited. Love, love, love your email. Aw, thank you. Hi, Diane. Big hug. Hi, Irene. Hi. Hi, Agapi. Yeah, start going in and saying hi to everyone and connect. But just give yourself a minute to take a deep breath and acknowledge yourself for being here and taking the time out today to absorb some information that has been helping hundreds of women overcome and rise above all sorts of challenges, whether it comes down to their home life, their work life, external circumstances in 2020, all sorts of things. I am so grateful I can be here with you today and share it with you. Today, we are going to be covering the 3 key ways to thrive in business and motherhood. I love to help women. I've also coached men too, but today we're going to be focusing in on women, especially because there's some crazy growing, like rapidly growing statistics out there that are a little heart-wrenching. And I'm seeing myself and my clients, most of my clients, 98% of my clients actually expanded this year and doubled and tripled their businesses and bought their vacation homes. I moved to Texas from New York. I bought my dream home. We're enjoying an amazing quality of life here with my family. And I'm all about doing it with others, and why not spread all these tools with as many people as possible. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to cover the 3 key ways, which I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me know if you can't. Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully everything is good with audio. I haven't checked the chat box, but I see it going crazy, which is so great. We're going to go through these together. I'll cover them in a minute. But yeah, go ahead and get comfortable and connect. So in your chat box, if you don't know how to open it, just go down to chat, click on it. You're going to see everyone chiming in. And Olga makes a good point. Make sure to hit that drop down arrow in the blue button and click on panelists and attendees, because I think people are saying they can't see everyone's comments. So I definitely want you to connect in here. I'm all about connection, especially these days. And so when I do have a virtual training, I do encourage everyone to go in and say hi to everyone else. And I have no problem with you sharing what you do either. There's this like etiquette out there that says no networking on these virtual events. I have no problem. Please share what your offering is. Let people know what you do. Put it out in the ether. Let it be announced, and offer your services to someone else. Offer your gift. And also, if you see someone else out there that is offering something that you can use, by all means contact them or share their info with someone else, or get on the phone with them and hear more about it first. I've had attendees connect with each other through my events. I have women in my group coaching programs that connect and hire each other, and I love it. I love doing things together. That's what it's all about. So you can say your name and where you're from, and I'm going to be checking in and connecting with you too as often as I can. I'll get back in on that in a minute as you're all saying hi. Actually, I want to say hi real quick. There's so much going on here. I can't even catch up. Hi, Maraki. Hi, Ogaki. Hi, Elena from New York. I hope I said that right. If I'm not saying your name right, please let me know, because I want to get it right. Hello, Kimberly. Kimbo. So pumped, she says. Allora, Kelita. Awesome. Woo. Sound and visual look great. Awesome. I'm so glad. Hey, Gina. She's on. Diane. Kimbo in the house. Awesome. All right. So why are we here today? Why am I sharing these 3 key ways? Let me just go over them real quick. I know you probably saw them in an email or however you arrived here today, but the 3 key ways that I have found through my own experiences, my own breakdowns, through helping hundreds of women and lots of research and different programs, these 3 are your golden nuggets that I'm going to share today. These 3 you kind of can't do without. They are my go-to till this day. They are what offers breakthrough time and time again. I shared in yesterday's email about one of my clients She got 9 clients in 1 week. And she's like, and I got to play Uno with my kids. And my other client bought her vacation home. We've been working together for less than a year. I mean, and this is all in the midst of chaotic 2020. All right. So it's possible. And I know it's possible because I live and breathe it every day in my life and in my professional life. And I know everybody else can have it too. So these 3 are your golden nuggets. The 3 key ways to thrive in business and motherhood are: number 1, the simplest method to get clear on what's next. That's what we're going to cover first. It's so simple, yet so powerful, and yet so often forgotten. So we're going to go through this simplest method, covering that first. It's first, and there's a reason why it's first. Then we're going to cover the 3 C's. We're going to explore the 3 C's that will get you to regain flexibility, both at work and home, even when avalanches are coming down your mountain, even when you have your goal, your mountain peak that you want to aim for, but these like avalanches and storms just keep coming down your mountain, whether it's because of the economy or personal life or health or financial bumps. We're going to cover the 3 C's, which are so important. And then we're going to go over the mindset shift tool, which is a game changer. It's a 1-minute hack that I'm going to offer at the end that will help you say goodbye to overwhelm and burnout for good. And I'm going to save that for the end. We're going to do that in the end. And also, the other thing I'm going to do at the end is not just this mindset shift tool that I decided to add in and bonus in, and it'll help you overcome anything in less than a minute. It is extraordinary. It's been helping the Marines with PTSD. I mean, it's really awesome. I use it all the time. We're going to cover that at the end. And also, I'm going to be offering a gift to about a handful of people at the end of this as well. So a fun little takeaway. And I'm also going to be giving homework. So please have your pens and paper out to take notes. And as coach, I can't help but give homework. And the reason for that is because I want you to go out there and use this stuff. I want you to go out there and implement it in your everyday life. All right. Because it works. It's out there and it works and it provides results. So I want to talk about this, what's happening right now, which is this pandemic is what it's being called. It's called the burnout pandemic. So here's what's real. Here's one of the big reasons why I'm out here today on this Friday with you. And I want to cover this burnout pandemic, this thing that's being coined out there finally. I mean, I think we've all been experiencing some sort of burnout for years now, but to hear it be acknowledged out in the arena is great in one way, but also alarming to know that, hey, now it's got a term. And it's called burnout pandemic. It's the new pandemic, and it inflicts our homes. It has an impact on our health. It has an impact on our parenting. It has an impact on our leadership, and it brings us down. And it's something that needs to be addressed. It is the new major pandemic out there, and the fact that they use that word pandemic, burnout pandemic combined, is like, whoa, okay, it wants to call our attention, right? So how do we eliminate that? Because that will become the biggest blocker and challenge in your life. If you start to experience this kind of burnout, it's going to impact every area of your life. And whether it's your health, your finances, your relationships, your mothering, your profession, it's going to impact everything. I know that firsthand, and I get it. It happened way before there was a term for it. And I know what it's like to experience this breakdown physically. I had autoimmune deficiency. I had an autoimmune disease. I'm a type A personality, and it started to really affect me. Yes, I have an innate gift. My gift is I know how to create businesses in all sorts of industries. I helped my husband launch his multi-million-dollar business. I launched my 2 six-figure businesses. Awesome. They just were not filling my heart, though. They weren't meaningful and purpose driven for me. I was making a lot of money. I was going on 10 vacations a year, built a beautiful home, and I was unhappy, and I was still resentful. And I started to be affected, not just mentally and emotionally and spiritually, but it started to get louder as it got physical, and I needed help. And I was like, yeah, you can crush it in one area, but when you're starting to suck in all these other areas, it starts to take away even from your profession. The thing that really hit home was when my kids shared that I was a really mean mom. And the other thing that hit home was when my husband and I started to separate, and we were talking about where he's going to move his stuff to, where he's going to live, and my life was falling apart. And I said, okay, I'm going to take these gifts and I'm going to show women how to grow their heart driven businesses. But man, I got to get this right because I don't want them to suffer the way I did. And through the breakdowns and personal development, I got my coach, I got a lot of help. I had a lot of support. I finally started to reach out for help. My husband and I got back together 9 months later, and I cracked the code. And now I only work 3 days a week. I get to enjoy playing tennis, which is my new sport. Raquel, I know you're in the house. We just played tennis 2 days ago, and we get to enjoy lake life and water life and hiking. And I get to enjoy alone time with my husband and my kids. And I get to do what I love every day, helping women crack the code and succeed as well. So that's what fills me up and lights me up every day. And that's what we're going to do today. The other thing is, before we go into this, I got amped up because I saw this awesome stat that I shared with my email list, which said female entrepreneurs are finally leaving the workplace and succeeding and growing their own businesses. And now we have more women owned businesses than ever. They actually went from 29% to 40% in the last 11 years, which to me, I'm like, yay, I do the dance of joy, because finally, women they want to make a global impact. They want to make a global contribution financially with a business. They want to live from their heart. They want to do something that makes a difference for the future. They want to make money and be independent and not be affected by, tsunamis and earthquakes and pandemics and economies, right? Like, oh my God. And they're doing it. They're leaving the workplace. They're leaving maybe being a stay-at-home mom. They're leaving a 9 to 5 and corporate and whatever. And they're launching their own. Female entrepreneurship is on the rise, according to Amex. Amen. Hallelujah. What? Go ladies. And on the flip side, I was like, wow, this part sucks. The other thing that showed up was that 88% of these women are failing. Women are 3 times, although they're growing businesses faster than men, they're also closing them 3 times faster than men within their first year. The third stat was that, yeah, they're growing faster than men, they're closing their doors faster than men, and they also hardly ever even achieve $100,000 a year. They don't even go anywhere close to their male counterparts. What the heck is going on there? What a breakdown. So it's one thing to be courageous and be like, I'm out. I'm going to do my own thing. I have a vision. I have a dream. I have a passion. I want to do something. And then you take the bold move to do it. And then you close up shop in a year. That sucks. And I am like on a mission to make sure that does not happen. That does not happen. My client is maxed out in 8 months. Okay. This is possible. And so I was like, what is going on here? It can't just be like this. This is not okay. So I found out Inc. magazine was like, yeah, it's not okay. So they researched it. Thank you very much, Inc. And they found out, here's what's going on. These female founders cited, number one, they stated that they're missing mentorship from their life. That's the first thing they all said. They feel like their lack of success is due to lack of mentorship, lack of structure, and lack of system. They do not know what to do. So they have a pull and they have a drive and they're listening to that calling, but then they don't know exactly what to do. They don't have a business model. They don't have a mentor. They don't have a system or structure to follow. So it gets like the hamster on the wheel and they burn out or they just close up shop. So lack of mentorship, lack of structure, lack of system. The other thing that they pulled up and these female founders said is that they're missing community. Ladies, I'm all about community. Come on, we can do this and we can hold hands together. They're missing community. And the third thing they're missing is support. So they're growing a lot of resentment and they just feel tired and overwhelmed and just stressed out from trying to get this thing off the ground, whatever it is that they're trying to do. And they start to brew resentment towards the people they love. And then that can grow into that physical ailment that we're talking about. So I'm a hell no to this. And I hope you are too. If you want to hear how to break this up and put an end to it, Type yes in the chat box. We're about to dive into what's the simplest way to put an end to this. What's the simplest way? And it's my first C, actually. It's part of the 3 C's. It's my first C. I see yeses. I want to see what you're doing. Hell no, says Kimbo. Olga, I'm listening. Boom. Kim, these are crazy but so true stats about women in business right now. I know. Yes, Raquel says tennis, so fun. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Maria. Hi, Bucky. I see your yes. Gina, Vicky. Hi. Okay, let's do it. All right, you got your pens and papers out. Drink your water before I get the next frog in my throat. And make sure you pick your word too. I don't know if you saw my email. Make sure you have your word for the year. I'm big on that. All right. I'm actually going to turn my page and write it out. The simplest method to get clear on what's next in your life, especially during a time when it's so hard to predict what's next. Everything is so unpredictable these days. Things change from one thing to the next. So much uncertainty. How do we get clear on what's next, and how do we not get rocked? How do we become unstoppable? How do you get to buy your vacation home in Florida in the middle of chaos? How do you get to move to your dream state in the middle of chaos? Well, the number one way, the simplest yet most powerful way, is clarity. And the reason why I say clarity and I'm using it first is because that's what's first. You have to get clear on your vision. Hey, Maureen, I know you got some awesome wins in there. I'm mentioning you today. Okay, so clarity, you have to get super clear on where it is that you want to go. And I'm going to get specific here. You have to get super clear on your vision, both at work and home. So here's what I'm talking about. You have to know where you're going when it comes to your family and your business or your career, because if you don't know where you're going, then you're not going to get there, right? And an example I like to use is it's like going on vacation, and all of us have been on some sort of vacation, right? If you don't know, if you're just general, right? And you're like, I want to go on vacation and I want to be in the sun and I want to relax and I want to have a good time and I want to unwind and be with my family and explore. You got all these things and it sounds like you're clear. You're like, I just filled in, like, I just said 10 things that I want to experience. That's great. You got to get even more crystal clear. So all of those things are so general. Now, where are you going? What is your destination? What is that goal? So if you were going to go to a warm place where you could unwind and explore and be with your family and all these things, it could be Africa. I mean, are we talking about the Caribbean? Are we talking about 3-day camping trip? Are we talking about a cruise or Arizona? Or where are you going? Get crystal clear. You can't get clear enough. You have to refine it. You have to distill it. The clearer you are on your destination and your end goal, the clearer the path and the roadmap becomes for you to get there. The clearer your action plan, right? So sticking with that analogy, if you know you're going to Africa, you're going to have a very different action plan and preparation plan than going to a 3-day camping trip or the cruise to the Caribbean, right? The way you're going to plan to go see the Great Migration is going to be so different, and the things you're going to bring and the ticket you're going to buy. So your action plan starts to become less fuzzy and even clearer when you know the most you can know about your vision. So golden rule is, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get there. That doesn't mean that, I always say it's like, if you're going to plan your mountaintop or you're going to plan this trip, you're going to need to know what kind of team, what kind of tools, what are you bringing if you're going to climb a mountaintop? If when you're going on your trip, you're going to need to get crystal clear on the trip so that you can create that action plan. It doesn't mean that things are not going to change along the way. It doesn't mean that you might not get sidetracked or miss a flight or, have a delay or meet someone along the road that tells you to go to this other spot instead of that waterfall. Or it doesn't mean the action plan is not going to change. It doesn't mean that you're not going to hit roadblocks. It doesn't mean it's going to be exactly as you plan it out, but you need to get clear in order to start planning it out. And in order for you to get there, you need that North Star. I can't tell you time and time again how many times I get on a call with a client on that first call and they feel like they're clear and it sounds like they are and they think that they are. And in that call, we just distill it so much more down to the slightest detail. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, I know what I need to do. So I'm going to go further with this for today's training because we are focusing on work and home. In order for you to succeed both at home and work, something else that I see missing a lot is that women, moms especially, are not, and if you're not a mom, you can use this too. This applies to you too, but I'm getting more specific today. If you're a mom, I see this all the time. Moms do not treat their life as if they are the leader or the COO, the chief operating officer of work life and home life. It's like they just kind of wing it and they just kind of hope and they bring their best intentions. And that's like me being the CEO of a company and talking to my investors or my bank and saying, I want to build this company and I'm just going to wing it. And hope it goes great because I have great intentions. No one's going to want to invest in that, right? No one's really going to believe in that unless you know exactly what you're doing. You need to be that COO of the family and you need to have a vision for that business the same way a CEO or COO would have a vision for his business, right? Now, take this down. It's important for you to be that COO and get clear on where you want to take your family team and where you want to take your business team. And you have to, first and primary, these are both equally important, but I'm going to put one in place of priority, which is your family vision. Family vision comes first. You got to get super clear on your family vision first. What do you want to experience out of family? And it can't just be, I want to be a good mom. I want to have a lot of time with my kids. I want to play games. I want to go on vacations. No. If you want one-on-one and bonding time with your kids, does that mean you're going on a trip once a year with them? Does that mean you're going for a walk with them every day, once a week? Does that mean you're going to go play basketball with your son? What does that look like for you? Okay. Are you only working 3 days a week? What does it look like for you? So family first. Why? Why family? Because that's your biggest investment. That's your biggest investment in life right now. If you have your kids, is there a bigger investment than our children? They are also part of our future. Is there a bigger investment than our future? They are who we are passing the baton to for our future. They're the ones that are going to take care of all of us and our planet. They are the ones, there's no bigger investment. So your family vision comes first, okay? The other thing about that is you have to make sure that everything that you talk about for your business is aligned with your family vision. If it's not aligned with your values and you're creating a business that's like, well, I want to have a lot of time with my kids and my family and go on a lot of vacations and go on hikes, but I'm choosing a career or business that's going to make me go away a lot and fly a lot and have late night meetings, that is going to fight and counter effect or counter impact your family vision. It's actually going to work against it. So get clear on your family vision first, and then get clear on the business vision and make sure that it's in alignment with that vision, because these two will merge just like both parts of your life are merging. You don't want one to take away from the other. You don't want the business to come at a cost to your family or your health. Yes, makes sense? Yes, Maria, I love you too, Agaki. Totally true, Gina. Yeah. Kimbo, family team and business team. Yes, you have to see it the same way. Yet the family comes first. Now, if you don't have a family, I say then you come first. What is your vision for your health, your body, your vitality, your connection to source, the way you want to experience this journey in this world? What's your vision for yourself, right? And then create a business that is in alignment with your values and your purpose and your heart, or step into a career or walk away from a career, or step into a career that is in alignment with that too. So again, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you what matters most. The other thing I see a lot, I mean, almost always before I start working with someone is women are going after a business that at some point makes them feel like they have to choose between their passion and their career over their family, or they have to choose their family over their career. And we're seeing that a lot today with these like hybrid models at home where kids are at home now, and there's this rapidly rising percentage of women leaving the workforce, women leaving their careers, because now they have to choose family because their kids are home. So women are dropping all these years, this financial investment and time investment and heart investment in their education, in their careers, or in their businesses, because right now they just have to be home. So that's why it's really important to get clear on what you want and make sure they both align, so that you never have to choose between the two. Because if you have to choose family over business, again, you're going to feel this void eventually in your life, this emptiness that's just going to constantly tug at you from inside your soul, and it won't leave you alone until you answer it. So you've got to make sure both speak to each other and feed each other and fuel each other. All right. Family vision first, and then your business vision next. That's the first C. All right. Again, you don't have this, you can't move on to the next ones. So Diane, yes, so true. Don't leave yourself out of the equation. Yeah, you can't. So that's just how it rolls. Everybody with me on that so far before we move on to the next one? It looks like you are. I see totally trues. Beautiful. Yes. Awesome. Also, if you have any questions, please mark them down on your sheet. I will be answering them at the end. So anything that comes up as I'm sharing this, go ahead and put it on the side, and I'm going to open it up to Q&A at the end. And I love when people have questions or thoughts to share, because chances are somebody else in here does too. And then you can ask the question for them or dive deeper on a concept. Okay. Once you're clear on your visions, on your family vision first, and then your business vision, and you make sure that they are connected, they are fused together and aligned, we move on to the second C, which is so important. It actually this cannot exist with number two, and number two cannot exist with number one. They are all tied into each other. So the second C, second key way, is communication. Golden nugget, my friends. You don't have this, your vision can't come to life. Here's what I mean by that. So once you're clear on where it is that you want to go, that's like saying, let's all go on vacation, but I'm not going to tell anybody about it. So how are they going to know to plan with you? You got to communicate the vision. That's like a CEO creating a vision for his company, or you creating a vision for your company and saying, this is the vision, I got it, I'm clear, but I'm not going to tell my team, and I'm not going to tell my staff. How is everybody going to know to help you with your vision? How's everybody going to know to come together to build it? So communication, and that's just one part of communication. This cannot exist. It just stays a dream. It just stays an idea. It just stays like a inside your head and doesn't come into reality, three-dimensional reality, until you take an action around it. But the action is after it's communicated. So whether you are in business, whether you work for someone else that, like, who's on the same mission as you, and as a mom, it's important to say, hey, sit down with your family team and say, here's my vision for life, right? Here's how I want to experience life. Here's how I want us to experience family. What are your thoughts? I actually do this every year and mid-year, and sometimes even in between with my family, because it changes along the way as we evolve and our values evolve. So communicate your vision with your family. And here's the thing, and your team, right? And your family team and your business team. Here's my vision. And the thing is, when you do that now, clearly and evidently, because you're in the same family unit, your husband is probably going to have his ideas and his vision too, which might be kind of different than yours. And your kids are going to have theirs. Your 5-year-old is going to have a different vision than you, or your 15-year-old. So it's important to sit down and also hear. So in that communication, you're sharing, you're communicating, but you're also receiving, you're also listening, you're also taking in the feedback from your business team and your family team. It's almost like a brainstorm mastermind, where it's like, ooh, I like that. And how do we do that? Now, all the minds are coming together. All the hearts are coming together, is how I see it. Everyone's heart, my husband's heart, my kid's heart. You all put it on the table and say, this is what we want to experience. And we look at the differences and we try to create something as an overall vision around it. From there, that communication then leads to great. So, how do we make that possible? What's your piece of the pie? What's your piece? What's your ingredient? If we want to have this beautiful cake we're all going to experience in life, we want to experience life this way together. We're on this combined journey together. What's your part? What's my part? What kind of support do you need for your part? Um, can we help you with your part? Do you need to learn something? Do you need to upgrade a skill to do that part? What is your ingredient for that family cake or that family pie? What is your piece of the pie, right? In order to make that possible. And from there starts your action plan. And your action plan is what takes you from dreamer to doer and takes this idea, this like vision or this thought, and brings it into reality. But you have to create that action plan by first being clear together, then sharing it with each other, and then coming up with that action plan together. Same goes with business. Now, as you're building your business, you will also need to communicate to your family your needs, your requests, what kind of support you need. Because if you remember the statistics and the surveying and the studies said that women don't feel supported, they don't have the mentorship, they don't have the structure, but they also don't feel supported. They feel resentment and they're lacking community. So how do you communicate your needs to grow your dream? What kind of help and support can you receive from your family team and perhaps even your community team and perhaps even from your mentors to grow this? And that all comes from bold and clear communication of what it is that you want. If you don't know what you want, you won't be able to ask for it. That's why clarity is key. Okay. And then you dive into the communication part of it. And that's how you can actually execute your plan. So, and then it becomes, I call it a combined vision. I think any CEO today for any company doesn't just go in and drill a vision. They sit down with their board or their leaders or perhaps their entire company and they want to hear from them so that they can know everyone is invested into making this work and is clear on how they're going to make it work. So that's key. That's part two, communication. I hope does that make sense to everyone so far? Example, Olga, so good. Yeah, go on vacay, don't tell no one. Kimmy, I know. Could you imagine? How do we not communicate these things? Do you know how many I don't it's like how many women have their business vision but their husbands don't know about it. I have a client, she's an attorney. She's had her business for 30 years. We've been working together for 6 months. This is the fastest and biggest growth she's had in 30 years, which is amazing. Of course, and I always say one of the things people want to succeed in business first, and I help them with that. But then one of the pitfalls is they enjoy all this abundance, but then it starts to kind of like take away from home life. So we've been focusing on home life with her, and how to create abundance and fulfillment there too. So, do you know that nobody in her family knew her vision for her business for 30 years? Like, wow, right? And so of course they don't know how to help her. They don't even know what she's up to when she leaves the house. So yeah, we don't communicate it. I see yeses. So let me scroll back up. Example is when Darius expects you to drive him to friend's house on a Friday night. Exactly. Yes. I've heard you say our family is our board. That's right. I love it. Yeah, it is. And we need board meetings and we need to tweak our vision and we need to evaluate. We need evaluations like, hey, buddy, you said you were going to take on the task with the dog because our vision was to have a dog and you're not walking the dog. So how is this working for you? Do you need any support? Do you want to pass it on to someone else? Do you want to take on another task? So in the same way, like businesses have monthly meetings. So if you can have a monthly meeting with your family, why not? Right? Just so you can keep that greasy wheel turning and you avoid the breakdowns. Kimberly, so true. Have to work on that, Gina says. That was an aha moment for sure. So sad, but true. Yeah. Raquel, communicate the help and support you need from your team and family. Bam. Yeah, huge. That was a huge one for me. For women, we have this thing, especially like type A. I'm type A. And so women have a thing where we stopped asking. We used to live in tribe. We used to help each other in every way. And I don't know what happened throughout the few hundred thousands of years, but we stopped doing that recently. And we stopped asking for help. And all of a sudden, we've moved away from family, our family units, and we're kind of solo. And there's almost like a badge of honor to do things on your own and be super busy. But it's not working, it's failing. Burnout epidemic says it. Okay. So we need to start asking our loved ones first. They love us. They're in it with us. They want to succeed at this family voyage together. They want to enjoy it together. So they're invested. They're here to help. And so we have to ask for help and offer help. Okay. And not whip it, but like help each other with it. Hey, you're not walking the dog. And I'm saying that because my son stopped walking the dog. So we need to have an evaluation on that task. But yes, so communication is key. You actually you almost can't move on without it. You try to move on, it's going to be like molasses. You're going to burn out, you're going to stop, and you're going to be part of the 88% failure rate. Clarity, communication. Then the action plan comes to life right after. So when I work with people, we get clear on their vision and then we create an action plan. But right before the action plan, the communication gets squeezed right in there because you can't move on without it. So once you have those two, the third piece, the third C, the third golden nugget, which is what's going to get you there. And we were talking about this with Olga yesterday. And when we were talking about it, clarity. So if you're in this vehicle of life, or if your family's your vehicle, right? It's like clarity is your GPS. It's going to get you to where you want to go. Your communication is the engine, right? And then this last piece is your fuel, and that's conviction. Conviction. Now, I like to use the word commitment a lot. And for everybody that works with me here, you'll hear me say this a lot. What are you committed to? Because commitment takes you back to what you said yes to, what you bound yourself to, your agreements. What are you committed to? Your career, your boss, what are you committed to? Being a stay-at-home mom. What are you committed to? And it takes you back to what you said yes to. Your conviction is your fire. Your conviction is the glue for all of this. Your conviction is what's going to keep you going. Your conviction. So what happens when you start a family is, whoa, all of a sudden, hey, sleepless nights. Oh my God, responsibilities, all these things you never knew that were going to come to life. All of a sudden, life doesn't look so pretty anymore. Your vision is tiring you out. It's not so glorified and wonderful as you thought it would be, but it's still your vision and it's still your goal. And now here it is in 3D form. Here it is. It's come to life and it's in your life. And you're going to get beaten up. You're going to get tired. Your fears, your doubts, your confidence is going to kick in, your anxiety. You're going to get scraped up. You're going to want to give up. Clearly, 88% are shutting their doors. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. Hands down. That's just how it goes. You're going to get hurt along the way. It's going to sting. And that's just how it rolls. You're going to get annoyed if there's a layover and you miss a day of your vacation, the way I miss a day of my honeymoon, whatever, right? Things are going to happen. It's life. There's going to be earthquakes, tsunamis, Great Depressions, pandemics, economic crises, disease, personal disease, divorces. There's going to be all sorts of stuff that happen along the way in your life. And it's your conviction that's going to get you right back up. Conviction is like nothing. There's no other energy field like it out there. It's beyond commitment. It is, you can't go and continue on these things without the conviction. Your communication is going to break down. You guys might even start going at it. Your communication is going to break down. Your vision is going to get blurry. And guess what? It's your conviction that's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you on path and keep you on track and not allow you to give up. Your conviction is what's aligned with your big why. So every time you get hit up, you're going to go back in and be like, oh, why did I launch this thing? I'm like everybody else that hasn't reached 100K. Why did I do this thing? Why did I have kids? Why did I marry this person? Why did I say yes to this job? Whatever. Your big why, your deepest pull inside is where your conviction lies. And it keeps you connected with it. It also checks you at the door where you reevaluate your commitments. So my husband and I are committed to certain things. So are my kids when it comes to our family vision. But like I said, every 6 months, we adjust those commitments. We adjust the things that we said yes to because life has changed. We have changed. Maybe I'm running webinars for the next 3 months and I can't do the things that I said yes to. So even though I committed to them, I need to communicate, hey, I need to amend this contract. I need to modify this agreement and change it because my conviction for my business is huge and my conviction for my family is just as huge, and I want to make sure we get it all right. So what tweaks do we need to make together to make sure that there's no breakdown? Perhaps you wanted to leave corporate, you wanted to leave the job, you were committed to that job, you probably maybe even signed a contract, maybe you were working with a client and you had a project, you were committed to those things. You can't just walk away because something else opened up or because life got busy. So you can adjust your commitments. They give you integrity, they allow you to keep your word, they allow people to depend on you, they allow people to know that you're a person of uh, word and promise and you follow through. And however, you can also adjust those, and it's your conviction that keeps you going and keeps you checking your commitments. Does that make sense to everyone? I want to make sure that everybody's got that distinction between commitment and conviction because they are so, so different. They're both important, but it's your conviction that keeps you going. So I always say when it comes to, yeah, conviction is a fuel from Olga. Yep. I always say that there are certain things when it comes to my life and my family that I don't care, I'll die for. That's my conviction. My connection to source, that's conviction to God and spirit. It grows and grows every day, and it's what keeps me going when things are down. So if you have any questions on that, I'll answer that in a couple of minutes. There are certain things that can start standing in the way of your conviction as you get hit up. Like maybe you tried to do something and it didn't work out so well and your confidence is not the same, and you're kind of like like, oh, you're worried to do the Facebook Live, even though you are committed to growing your visibility and connecting with more clients, let's just say. But there's things that happen along the way that kind of, it's like, if I were to use conviction as the fuel in our life, you know, when like some fuel gets dirty or sediments or just is not clean and then your car is not running well, certain things can affect your conviction too, can affect that fuel. So, and that's like fear, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of failure, not worthy. Who am I to do this? Or sometimes you just don't know how to do the thing. It's a skill set, a lack of skill set, or you're tired, you're exhausted, you're not clear, your intuition's not clear. Maybe the overwhelm has kicked on overdrive and you're burning out. Maybe you're just resentment. All these things start to get the fuel to not run so well, which is going to lead us to the mindset shift tool that I was going to talk about today. And I was going to talk about it first, but I actually want to do it together because I want you all to learn it. It's a 1-minute tool. It's amazing. There are so many tools that I use, but this one is the kind of tool, like before I speak at a women's conference or before I do something that is nerve-wracking for me, believe it or not, when I speak in front of a live audience, whether it's here or at a annual conference or whatever, I still am like, you know, I'm looking at the crowd out there and I'm like, I want to hide behind the curtain. So I'd use this tool because it's 1 minute. It doesn't go as deep as my other ones, but it gets me back into action and it just keeps my conviction going. So it kind of cleans up that fuel. So we'll do that in a few minutes. What I want to do first is check in on you, check in on questions and thoughts before we go into our little mindset shift tool so that you can clear out your conviction communicate effectively without holding back on your communication. A lot of times we don't communicate the things that we want to communicate, again, out of fear of rejection or disappointment or whatever. You use this mindset tool to help you in your communication. And you use this mindset tool to also help you keep finding your vision, so that, because sometimes I also hear people when we get on a call, it's like, I want this, but who am I to claim I'm going to have 300K by next year? So there's a limiting belief going on there. So you can use this mindset shift tool to keep you going. If you have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat box and I'll take a look. Otherwise, we can just keep on going. Or comments. I see your comments and thoughts. So you guys are doing that. Any questions around anything we've covered so far? Anything that's confusing? And sometimes I'm on a delay in this. So if you're good to go and we can just dive in, you can type yes, or you know what, type in I'm ready for the next part. Gina, women put themselves last, which leads to fear and uncertainty. Yeah, there's something that happened that I don't know when and why, but it's been ingrained in us to not ask for help, not reach out to community anymore, do for everyone else first. And then all of a sudden our cup is depleted. And then it's like we're trying to give from a place of depletion and do and grow and create when there's nothing there. So we have to fill our cup first in order to be able to give more and do more for ourselves and others, and even for the global collective. So true. I know. And I don't know what it is, but that's what we do. Raquel says ready. Kimberly ready. Marina, I'm ready. Olga ready. Diane, no questions. You're very clear. Great family examples. Thank you, Diane. Maria ready. Everyone's ready. Okay. So Bucky's ready. Gina's ready. Awesome. Elena. Okay, cool. So before we go into the mindset shift tool, I also said I'm going to be giving a gift at the end. So we are nearing the end. I want to give this before I forget it. I have forgotten it before, and then I offered an email. All right, let's get into that mindset shift tool. Get your drink of water, and you can, I'm also going to give homework at the end. So hang tight because I want you to implement these tools. All right. As coach, I can't help it. It's just what it's like. I can't. All right, girlies, get comfortable. And Olga says we give more than receive. When we are trying to be successful from our masculine, it's counterintuitive. So true. Yep. Yep. Para escribir, I think. It's ready. Awesome. Okay. So I want you, before you close your eyes, just start taking gentle breaths. You don't have to take like deep yoga breaths for this, because like if you're in it, whether you're in a traffic jam or you're about to do something that maybe you want to talk to a prospect, maybe you want to tell your boss you're leaving, maybe you want to tell your husband he's not showing up enough, whatever it is, think of all those things. And in real life, you're not, most of the time, as much as I encourage everybody to take a deep breath in the middle of those crazy, hectic moments, we forget. There's plenty of tools that you can do. Again, I dive in deeper, and they go deeper into the why and the wiring and the ingrainment as to why you have this pattern, why you have this fear, this block. But when you're in it, I like to use a faster tool, not these deeper rewiring tools. I like to use this fast 1-minute hack. It's called TAT. It stands for Tapas Acupressure Technique, and it was created by Tapas Fleming. And she basically went on the map because out in California, where she's at, the military was suffering from trauma and PTSD and fears and all sorts of stuff that is even more intense. And yes, they were going to therapy and they were doing all these other things, but it was still happening. And it was affecting their homes and their life and their professions and their relationships and their parenting. So what this does, so she used it with this and it was highly successful. So what this does is it works with your acupressure points, and it starts to diffuse the fight or flight that's going on for you. And it kind of puts you right back to center, to heart center, so that you can function and take that next step from that place instead of crazy place. It's also not good on your nervous system and all these, when we're feeling that intensity, that anger, that stress, that burnout. So we're going to do this together. You can just follow me. And basically, what you do is think of something. You can hold that thought. Maybe it's something that's standing in your way of making a super big, bold move in your business. Maybe getting the help, asking for the help, doing the Facebook Live, reaching out to the client, getting the mentorship, whatever it is, right? Speaking in front of an audience, whatever. Your finances, all that stuff. You all know what it is. So think of it and just hold it and don't close your eyes yet. Just watch me do it. So you're going to take your thumb and your ring finger and you're going to hold right by this soft spot by your nose. You're going to feel like this is hard. And then right here is the bridge of your nose. And those are 2 pressure points, acupressure points. So you're going to hold like this. Okay. And then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it right between your eyebrows on your pineal gland, right? Or your third eye. And you're going to feel like a little dip right there. Okay. And just place it right there. And you're holding those pressure points now. Now your index and your pinky, do whatever you want with. They're just hanging free. You hold that. And then you take the palm of your free hand and you place it behind your head on the base of your skull right there, which is your reptilian brain. That's the part that is ignited when you're in it. So hold that, and then you close your eyes and you just take gentle breaths and you hold for a minute as you're thinking of the actual thing that is revving you up or that you're afraid of or is holding you back. You actually want to be with it. You actually want to think of it and not resist it, not reject it, not make it go away. You're not here to analyze it or fix it. Just feel it. You feel it for a minute, and I will time it. It's just 1 minute. And you can gauge it from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most intense, 10 being the highest. What number would you give it? And you can also find the feeling, where it lives in your body, because it may feel like it's going off on your mind, but it actually resides on a molecular level in your body. So where in your body are you feeling it the most? And just let yourself feel that spot as you hold the TAT pose. And just be with it. And you can slowly release. Maria Maraki says, I love this. When I remember to do it, it works. And I'm fiery. Yeah, it works for the fiery personalities really well, myself included. So, for all of you that felt a shift in that 1 minute, so good, says Kimberly. Yay, so good, is how she said. I love it. Mwah. So for anybody that felt a shift, maybe you are at an 8 or a 5 or a 4 or 7, just let us know maybe what you went from to what you are now. And if you didn't feel a shift, that is okay. I encourage you to try it. Olga says, very nice. Diane went from a 6 to a 3. Amazing. In just a minute. In just a minute. Imagine doing this before you go talk to your kids, before you talk to your team, before you talk to your family. I mean, do it before you go in for a family meeting, because a lot of times the family meetings, again, I support my clients with this, but we'll go in sometimes with the resentments, we go in with the disappointments, we go in saying like, I need help because da, 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 and we kind of go in like this, and then everybody starts getting defensive because they feel like you're coming strong. And then it creates a breakdown in communication, which is fine. I love breakdowns. They allow for breakthrough. I call it my breakdown breakthrough technology. I want to see the breakdowns when I'm working with someone because then I know what to help them with. But try doing this with yourself before you enter any conversation. And communication is a game changer when it comes to your family, your work, your advocacy. I lobby with politicians, and in my 5 years of lobbying, I would do stuff like this, especially when I knew the politician didn't like me or the movement that I was a part of. And I didn't want to go in feeling disempowered or defeated already. So these tools are incredible. These three golden nuggets are game changers in everything you want to do in life. Everything. My kids use TAT now. My son wanted to do something yesterday, and he's like, "Mom, should I do it?" So now I'm starting to back off because he's 14, and I was like, "I don't know. I don't think so, but you're gonna have to decide for yourself." So he goes, "Can you muscle test me?" And that's another tool that we use. So I was like, so he's about to leave. My husband's already in the car and we're muscle testing, and he got a yes. He's like, yes. And he went. So these tools you can teach to your kids so they could be unstoppable. And I'm happy to share what works. I know people can be unstoppable. And I know 2020 was rough, but in humanity, we always have, throughout our human history, we've always had some crazy stuff happen. And I always say it's who you are during all those crashes and burns and all those breakdowns that will make all the difference. It's who you're being and how you handle that situation that will make all the difference during that time, and especially how you come out of it on the other side of it. I personally, yeah, I was challenged in my own way, but I used it all as a tool. I used it all as a gift. So we can extract um, gifts and lessons from everything. And I personally think it's all God given to us. We can utilize it in a way that brings in more light in our family, and it shows our kids. We model this to our children. We model this to the next generation, and they need it now more than ever. Kids, I have a teen coach. Let me tell you something. My teen coaches, I have two teen coaches. They're almost maxed out with clients too, because, and clients are coming in every day because teens are struggling. Uh, there are studies now that are saying they don't know what the long-term effects are going to be on people, especially children, from 2020's crisis and lockdowns and all these things. So we need to be the leaders in our family. We need to be the CEOs. We need to model what it's like to thrive, to overcome, to rise, to not let anything get in our way, to utilize it in a way that works even better. It's up to us. And you want to see a better future out there, it's on you. It has to always start with you. You need to feed your soul. Okay, so let me just see real quick. Gina. Marina says much better now. Gina says I'm fiery too. Yeah, I think women, because we're not fully self-expressed or as much as we'd like to be, we get this so we get this fire in us, and then it comes out in ways that's not really productive. I know what it's all about. All right, Gina, definitely feel more relaxed after TT. Awesome. Probably Bucky's probably didn't do it right. Have to try again. Can you show it again at the end or by email? Sure. So Becky, this is what it looks like. And you can reach out to me too if you'd like, if you have more questions, but definitely practice it. It's like riding a bike. You want to start practicing this stuff. Everything is, whatever you put into something is what you get out of it. So if you use this, you'll start to get results. Sure, we're together for just an hour. I can't show you everything and we can't do everything, but just start with this. And if you have questions, just reach out to me. I'm happy to support. So just real quick, Bucky, it's your thumb and your ring finger right at the soft spot by your eyes, and your middle finger right in between your eyebrows, right there. And freehand palm at the base of your skull, right by your brainstem, which is your fight or flight section, primal brain, old brain. It makes us react as if a saber tooth is chasing after us. So you just hold and breathe and just be present to the thing that is feeling heightened for you, or that's holding you back. Be with it for a minute. You can put your timer on with your phone and just breathe and be with it. And then after a minute, just do a check-in and be like, "Ooh, that felt like an 8, but now it feels like a 7." Great. You can do it for another minute. I'm going to put a disclaimer out for this. You can do it for up to 15 minutes a day within a 24-hour period, and then do it again the next day. There's unwiring that's going on there. So if you do it too much, you're going to start to get a headache because there's actually something going on in your brain to start to stop this reaction, this pattern from continuing. So you can do it a minute at a time. Pause, check in, do it one more minute. Pause, check in. Are you at a 0? Great. Then move forward freely. Are you not? Pause, do it another minute for up to 15 times. Or maybe you feel now, but you need to do it again later when you're at the store and something triggered you, for my fiery ones out there. So that's the tool. Bucky, did that help? And again, that's my email. It's mariagabrielle2030 @gmail. It's my personal email. Just reach out and let me know, and maybe I can shoot you a video and send it over. TT is for Tapas Acupressure Technique. It's named after the founder of it. That's to Elena. Olgaki, thank you so much for this. Thank you. So that wraps it up. Use your tools. Use these 3. Your homework, it helped. We'll definitely try it again. Awesome. Yeah, and stay in touch. So your homework is, go ahead and start with number 1 and get super clear, like clarity on your vision. Get super, super clear on your vision. For work, for family first, and then work. And that's how you'll get started and get the wheels turning. Like, just sit down and don't have this general vision of, oh, I want a business and I want it to come from my heart and I think it has to do with this. I mean, get how many clients, how many days a week are you working? Is it product based? Are you offering programs? Is it an actual item? What are the 3 ways that you're putting yourself out there? Like, crystal clear. Start there, go from there, reach out for support. Don't be part of the 88% that's failing. Don't be the ones that are going to say, hey, I closed up because I didn't have mentorship, community support. No, be a no to that. Continue taking a stand for what's in your heart. Continue taking a stand for this world, for your children, and for living it up. You came here, go live it up. And remember to rise above everything. Everything passes. This too shall pass. Bring your best to everything and go out and live your dreams. All right. I hear thank yous. It helped. Elena, thank you. Awesome. All right, my friends, I like to end. Big group hug. Lots of gratitude. I'm going to you can imagine yourself hugging everybody else too. I love hugs and we don't give as many hugs today. So virtual hugs it is in this moment. I want to thank you for being here, for showing up, for being a yes to something bigger, something greater, something better in your life, being a yes to you, to your highest self, to the collective out there. I'm excited to have connected with you in any way possible and that our paths have crossed, and for you to have connected with women here. May that continue to grow. Go forth, go live your dreams, be the woman that you're meant to be. And I look forward to staying connected with you. Thank you so much. It was an opportunity for me to share, and I'm excited to see what's next for you. Bye, everyone. Hugs and kisses. I see lots of hugs and thank yous. Hey, Bernadette, I didn't see you before. Marina, Sibonjil, Vilacati. Hi, Gina, hugging you. Virtual hugs. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're love. Thank you. Thank you, Maria from Maria. I love you all too. Have an awesome day and an extraordinary year. Talk to you soon. Bye.